What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of HeroTV, where this is the show where I bring to you all the superhero-related news from movies, TV, and streaming services, and all different types of superhero stuff that's going on. I'm your host, Alex Hampton, and today we have a special episode of HeroTV. I got my man Malcolm Banks from Fandoms Anonymous. He's going to be co-hosting the show with me today, and we're going to tackle a whole lot of different topics that have come out. So, Malcolm, go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone.
Oh, me? Oh, hey guys, how you doing? My name is Malcolm from Fandoms Anonymous. I'm just glad to be here. We're having a good time, man. Me and Alex always have a good time, so I'm powered up. Got my Megazord on. I'm ready to get in on these topics.
Yeah, man, and actually, that's a dope Megazord. I've never actually got a chance to own a Megazord, but
You
at
can
some
buy
point.
this now on Walmart.com. This is the Ninja Megazord. Go ahead, just go buy it. Just go buy it.
But you know, the first topic I wanted to start off today is actually something that just came out recently in the last couple days. So, as you guys know, who's been following this show, I've been very critical on the Dark Phoenix movie that's coming out. So recently, they released a Dark Phoenix trailer for this particular movie. It is the final trailer to the series, and I saw the trailer yesterday. And my initial thoughts of what I thought of the trailer were basically, but well, let me just say this: I enjoyed the trailer in terms of all the trailers that have come out. This is the best one, but again, it hasn't really sold me on the movie. To be 100% honest, I'm not sure if I'm going to go see the movie. Um, they kind of showed us new footage, and they've also showed us the same footage. Personally, it didn't really excite me, but I will say it is better than the previous trailers that I have seen. Now, this came out about a couple days ago. I saw it, and Malcolm saw it, and a part of the crew that we are part of, they saw it as well. So, Malcolm, I just want to know, what are your initial thoughts of the trailer, and did it excite you, or did you think that it's going to be a surprising movie?
Nope, I'm still not excited for this movie. This movie is 2 years past due, so it's coming out almost 2 years ago. There is nothing still that excites me for this, other than the fact that it's a comic book movie, and I like comic book movies. But for the movie itself, for what it is itself, there's no excitement for me. I felt no different than the first trailer. All you did was just show me a little bit more of what I already can see is going to be a stinker. I mean, we're talking about a movie that the cast had issues with, that the cast were complaining about being a part of. Like, you're on a movie. Who else gets the chance other than Hollywood actors and extras and stuff to get a chance to be on an actual Hollywood set production? And they're complaining about the movie itself. So that's a big red flag for me. That's a very big red flag. I don't know where they're going with this. There is nowhere to go with this since this is the very last Fox X-Men movie. So for me, it's just like, hey, let's go ahead and get it out here, get it over with, see what they do. Do I feel like there are going to be some good parts in this movie? Of course, because it's a superhero movie. We're seeing the things that we read about and talk about and love in movie form. So it's not going to be completely trash, but I still feel like it's going to be trash.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it's not going to be completely trash because I do think there might be some redeemable things. I mean, anybody who's ever read the X-Men Dark Phoenix comic books, and they kind of alluded to it during the original X-Men movies from Last Stand, that how Jean becomes the Phoenix. It is an amazing story, and I'm not going to lie, I'm glad that we do have a younger cast portraying the story, but I'm not going to lie, like you said, like I've read reports that, you know, the cast hate this movie. I've read reports that the directors are just like, the directors and producers of this movie are like, you know, listen, we're only putting this together because the Disney merger has gone through, and this is potentially our last X-Men film for the Fox banner, so we have to throw everything together. You know, I personally, when they originally announced this whole X-Men reboot before Disney bought Fox, I wasn't really a big fan. of it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like First Class and I like Days of Future Past. I don't like Apocalypse, unfortunately, because that's not necessarily all that great. But this movie is just like, I don't know. There's something about it. I know my wife, she loves the X-Men. Like, she loves watching all different types of X-Men films. But personally, this trailer didn't do anything for me. I don't think this movie is going to make over maybe $100 million, if I'm being honest. I just can't see it. I can't see it. Did you have any more initial thoughts about this particular movie?
I see it doing the same opening weekend as Shazam, and Shazam was a good movie, but Shazam fell on deaf ears because of what DC has done, not necessarily the fact that it was a bad movie.
Mhm,
So I see it opening that around that same amount. Might do a little bit more since this has some type of legs already.
mhm.
So I'm going to predict $75 million opening weekend.
I probably predict something a little bit less than that. Maybe 50. I would go
I
50.
would I would give it that low because, like I said, this is a project that has legs already. So this is a known thing. So there are some people like your wife. Your wife is one of probably thousands that still like the X-Men movies, regardless of if it's bad, good, or indifferent. So you got to give it a little bit more because it already has legs, already has weight to it. So yeah.
Yeah, that's actually true. So, now that you say that, I probably would say it'd probably be around maybe about 60, 65, 65 million. Possibly. I mean, I could be wrong. This actually might be an $80 million opening weekend. I
Yeah,
highly
that's why I
doubt
said
it.
75. I said
Yeah.
75 just to be fair.
Yeah. And that's not to say it might not happen, but for me, I'm like, just from what I've been hearing and seeing, and
Hmm.
different pundits who do what we do are saying, like, listen, I'm not that interested in this movie. I don't know, but that actually kind of brings me up to my next topic in regards to what's going on in Marvel. So recently, literally like in the last 3 days, it was reported that somebody has leaked the some form of the 4 minutes of the Avengers Endgame movie online. There's like some stills of what they are, and there's actually
Mm.
some footage of it. Now, I actually heard about this yesterday. When I heard about it, I immediately blocked everything that could potentially be a spoiler. So I haven't seen these 4 minutes or steals. Like even on my Instagram, when you go to the search bar, there's like photos of stuff, and there's people tagging Avengers. I didn't try to lend my eyes to it. So personally, before I pass it over to you, my initial thoughts about this is just okay. This is a movie that I'm anticipating to see. All of the cast members of the movie have come out with this open letter basically saying, do not spoil Endgame, which it's a long letter. You can see it on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. And basically the letter, like I said, don't spoil Endgame, just in paragraph form. And personally, whoever this person is, I've never met them. I don't know if it's a man or a female, whoever, or a group of people. You guys are sorry sacks of ish. For you to do something like that, to leak 4 minutes of this film, a film that we've been gearing up for the last year, like this, that is the most dumbest thing you could do. Now, if you would have leaked, and this might sound a little bit contradictory for me. If you would have leaked footage from Dark Phoenix, I probably wouldn't care so much. I'm being honest. But I'm a fan of being a filmmaker, an artist, a creative. Nobody should be leaking other people's projects. However, I understand the fandom and why people want to watch stuff. But for me, if I'm Disney, I'm no longer doing press screenings for that reason. I am no longer doing press screenings because the very first press screening I've ever went to, it was for an animated movie. It was called it was the one of the Batman movies, The Killing Joke. They had it in Pensacola. It was an actual press screening. I got invited. Some other people got invited, and we had to sign an embargo, and we had to check our phones. So this was before it was an AMC theater. It was a rave theater. I had to check my phone. I had to sign an embargo, and I could not talk about the movie. Like I couldn't talk about it until after the embargo lifted. I was respectful of that. And I'm saying to all these other studios who do this and all these other media pundits who get invited to stuff like this, you have to be respectful to those rules because fans outside of what we do, they don't want to see things spoiled. Like I don't want to see how the dead Avengers have come back online, and I haven't seen in theater yet. That just completely removes the experience for me. So personally, for me, I hate spoilers. That's why on my channel there will never be a spoilers review until after Endgame. There will be, but I was highly infuriated, and anybody who ever spoiled anything of this movie or any other movie, I always came down hard on them. But I've gone on a tangent about this. Malcolm, what are your thoughts about these leaked 4 minutes of Endgame?
I have not seen any video, but I did run across some stills. And I'm not going to talk about said stills, but by the time I ran across it, it was too late. My eyes had already seen the glory, and I looked at them. Maybe about 6 pictures. Maybe I might be over exact. Maybe about between 4 to 6 pictures. I looked at them, um, and it basically confirmed some stuff I've seen in toys. But yeah, that stuff is out there, but I did block it so I wouldn't see it again. And it was from a particular page from a person that I know would do something like that. Because you won't see me share that on my page. You just
Mm,
wouldn't. I wouldn't share it on my page, but of course it's out there on other pages.
mm,
Um, I don't like spoilers. Over the years, I have peeked at certain things.
mm,
Now, again, like I said, you will never see me sharing it because I don't want my audience to feel like I'm a spoiler. You get what I'm saying?
mm,
But never do anything like that. That's something you never want to do. It's not fair. It's not cool at all. But that's really all I got on that. Like I said, I did see about between 4 to 6 pictures of some stuff. I don't want to say that it was spoilery. It was stuff from thoughts and theories and conversations that we've all been having anyway. So yeah,
mhm.
I'm still ready for this movie. I got my ticket. Wait a minute, where the hell is my ticket? Framed it.
Awesome. Yeah,
We're ready to go.
I got my ticket locked away. But
We're ready to go.
but yeah, as a fan of this particular franchise, what they're doing at the MCU, or just a fan in film and artistry in general, I am not a huge fan of spoiling anything. That's why on my channel right now, and I'm not. Let me just preface what I'm about to say. I do not condemn people who do spoiler reviews.
Right.
That's why they're called spoiler reviews. If you do a
Right.
spoiler review, it's in the title of the review for the most part.
Right.
The reason why I haven't done a spoiler review for me personally is because there are people who watch my content who haven't seen the movies that I've reviewed, and I don't want them to accidentally go to my movie review and say, "Oh snap, you just ruined," But at the same time, if it says spoiler review and there's spoiler tags everywhere, I mean, you should know that, hey, I'm about to
And
talk about some things.
that's what I have a problem with. Don't come on my channel saying I spoiled something, especially when I have detailed titles.
Mm-hmm.
When I get those people, I ignore them
Mm-hmm.
because you clicked on it.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, you read said title.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, you read what it was. So
Mm-hmm.
those people, that's like somebody. I can't get with that. You
Right.
clicked on it. You chose to look at it. And now it's different if I did not have a title up there.
Mm-hmm.
It's different if I'm talking on a regular video and I say a spoiler. That's different. But if
Mm-hmm.
I put a title that says XYZ spoiler,
Mm-hmm.
that's your fault if you click on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And I personally not a huge fan, but I will and I'll announce this on this show today. I will be doing a spoilers review on Avengers Endgame once I do go see it, probably on like Friday or Saturday or somewhat throughout the week. But I will definitely do that. But personally, someone who is a creative, I hate when people leak stuff because it's not. I don't think it's ethical. I really don't think it's like, for
Right.
instance, like the stuff that we talk about, because Malcolm does this show called Phantom Talk, where it's me and two other panelists on his show. The stuff that we talk about in our group text, we do not leak online because that's a spoiler. That's something that I would never do that to compromise the integrity of of Malcolm's show. That's not like the fact that people do that on a daily basis is it's kind of mind-boggling to me. And again, like it is a double-edged sword where certain movies where they release spoilers, I'm like, I'm kind of tempted. I want to see it. I really want to see it. But then again, it's like for this movie, I want to be completely surprised. That's why I haven't seen any more TV spots, no more trailers, no more promotions, none of that. Like I'm gonna go to the theater like everybody else and be surprised. But I know we've been on this topic for a good minute. Now we're going to jump down to our last and final topic. And I think this is a topic that me and Malcolm are really going to enjoy picking apart. So it's been announced that about 2 days ago, actually, 3 days ago, that the Birds of Prey movie is completely done shooting. Yeah. Yeah, it's actually very laughable because now it's gotten to a point where this movie is actually completely done. And now it's just, yeah. So my initial thoughts are, after seeing the teaser trailer about a few months ago, excuse me, I nobody asked for this movie. I will say this. Let me just say this before I give you my initial thoughts. I didn't ask for Shazam. I saw Shazam. Amazing movie. I laughed until my face fell off. I mean, there were so many things that they did in that movie was actually comic book, just awesomeness. The way that they did things in that movie were just amazing. The comedic elements amazing. So this particular movie, Birds of Prey, could shock the world. Now, from what we've seen from that trailer and stills and the things of the cast I've been talking about, I don't like how Harley Quinn's the center of the Birds of Prey. Because if anybody who's ever read the Birds of Prey, it's Batgirl, Black Canary, and Huntress. That's it. I mean, Harley Quinn's in there too, and also Poison Ivy and other. They're basically all Batman characters, and all in this comic book movie. But personally, from what I've seen and what we know from the DCEU, this is the most dumbest thing I've ever seen. And honestly, from the trailer, it looks like they're going a more radical style Birds of Prey, which is adapted in the comic books where Black Canary is like a singer and Cassandra Cain is the younger version of Batgirl. And then we see Huntress, but not in her normal Huntress guard. So I'm like, okay, I'm not liking what I'm seeing from just the costume designs and the things that are going on. So, Malcolm, I wanted to ask you, what do you think about Birds of Prey finally ending their recording for the film, and what do you think we're going to get out of this film?
I'm gonna be real brief. Brief as a pair of boxers. I don't want this movie. I didn't ask for this movie. There's no purpose for this movie. I feel the same way I feel about the Joker movie that's coming out. There's you're putting a character in a movie that you don't have a direction for. I'm talking about Harley Quinn. There's no direction for this universe currently. Now you're gonna have people confused because you're gonna put Harley Quinn in the new Suicide Squad movie being done by James Gunn, and you got Harley Quinn over here in Birds of Prey. But then you're telling me not to pay attention to none of this stuff. You're just saying you're doing separate movies, but you're pulling these characters from these movies that I already have supposedly connected universes. I want nothing to do with this Birds of Prey. Nothing, 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 nothing. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel. I mean, and listen, I have to say, and I have to give DC a little bit of a pass. Their last few movies that they've done with Shazam, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman, they were good movies. I'm not gonna
Uh-huh.
act like they weren't good movies. So
Of
they
course.
are on a good track so far. I just don't want this movie. I don't. They have Ian McKellen coming as Black Mask, and anybody who's read Black Mask's character, amazing Batman villain. He would be a perfect villain for this movie as well. But I'm just not excited for this movie. I'm not. And then I find it odd that DC is doing all these Batman side characters
And they don't have a
movies,
Batman.
but not a Batman movie. I mean, technically a Batman movie is supposed to be coming out sometime soon, but we don't even have a Batman. And We talked about spoilers earlier. Okay, so this is a spoiler alert. I'm going to put a spoiler tag. In Shazam, we do see Superman walk in Shazam, but they did such a cop out, which I will put in my review. That you see Shazam, you see Superman walking towards the table, but it's not Henry Cavill. You just see a lower body version of Superman. This confirms for me, Henry Cavill's gone. He's
Oh,
gone.
he been gone. Ain't
He's
no
gone.
confirmation. He been gone. He had gone 2 months ago when they said that he was gone.
Right. But see, there were some for me, and I agree. I agree 100% what you just said. But there were some subliminals that he left, or like I follow him on Instagram, so there's some subliminals that he had left, stating that he would be back as Superman, or he's still Superman, and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense for me. I'm
But you gotta remember, after Justice League, when they asked Ben Affleck, and he said he wasn't going anywhere.
like,
Same thing. That's just media cannon fodder. That means nothing about it. It means nothing, absolutely nothing. He's gone.
yeah, that's true, and honestly, I want to see what DC's going to do from this point on, but this whole Birds of Prey thing, I don't know. I don't know. This is really have thrown me off. But actually, there's actually one more topic I wanted to tackle really quickly. So this happened about a year or so ago, and I haven't got Malcolm's opinion about it, but it's actually perfect that I have you on the show today. That about a year plus ago, Hasbro has bought the IP of Power Rangers. So, and you're a Power Rangers fan, just like I'm a Power Rangers fan as well. I saw the original Power Rangers growing up, and also the other stuff that their predecessors, and that is a dope Green Ranger helmet. And
Not a Power Rangers fan. just a just a guy.
but I wanted to ask you, do you think that because Hasbro has mentioned that they are going to develop a Power Rangers movie, do you think that there will be a continuation of the rebooted version, or do you think they'll just completely reboot and reset everything and start from scratch?
Um, Apparently there's supposed to be a sequel. Apparently, allegedly, I'm gonna say that. Do I want a sequel? No. Do I want some of the same beats that we got from this movie about the lore and the mythology and the universe that they were trying to create? Yes. But yeah, I don't want a sequel. Allegedly, there is one. I prefer a reboot, but with some of the same direction that they were going in. Go ahead and give me a reboot. Go ahead and give me suits that look like this. Okay, go ahead, Hasbro. Come on, you can do it. You can do it because Beast Morphers right now, that's the current series, looks pretty good. It's going really good. The fans are really loving it. Probably about 2 episodes behind, but I need to catch up. But yeah, I really like Beast Morphers. But yeah, go ahead and give me what I want. Come on, Hasbro, I believe in you.
Now I'm curious, why do you do? How come you don't want a sequel to the?
Because that movie wasn't as good as it could have been.
Mhm.
Right now in this day and age, nostalgia is key, and they did not tone to nostalgia for me like I wish they would have. Just me personally, um, yeah,
Oh,
nostalgia is key. If you're gonna do this, you got to keep the nostalgia factor high,
mhm.
and they really let a lot of deep cut fans like myself down.
Okay. I'm glad you said that because I saw the film. And I remember when I saw it like with a group of friends. We really enjoyed it for what it was. My only criticism of that particular film was that we didn't see them become Rangers until the end of the film,
There you go.
and that was kind of that said a lot about the movie, meaning that their budget for the movie was very tight. So that if they were going to do Ranger stuff, it had to be towards the end, not in the beginning or in the middle. So that's my show today, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching my show, Hero TV. Before I throw it over to our sponsors, Malcolm, when can you give us your social media and where people can find you?
Guys, my name is Malcolm from Fandoms Anonymous. We're all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We're also on where you can listen to your podcast, whether it be SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, or even Google Play Podcasts as well. We're having a good time over here, man. Having a good time.
That is awesome. And you know where you guys can find us here at Momentum Media on our Momentum Media at our YouTube page. You can also follow us on Facebook as well. And you can also follow me at my Instagram at Mr. Alex Hampton or my Twitter at Mr. Alex Hampton as well. Before we end this video, let's go ahead and throw it to our sponsors.
So Squad Block Comics is an online subscription where you can go to their website and look at different comic book characters of color, where you get to see superheroes like Black Panther, Static Shock, Storm, Cyborg. There are a whole bunch of other black superheroes that are featured in this online subscription. So I would encourage all of my supporters, all of my friends, all of my family members, anybody who follows me on any of my social medias, go support Squad Block Comics. They have an amazing plethora of comic books where you get to see different comic book characters of color. Now, as a young black man, I didn't have a lot of black superheroes that I grew up with, but Squad Block Comics shows us different superheroes that I need to know were in the DC universe or Marvel universe. So it's really cool that they have this website. They are a huge supporter of mine, and I just want to show my gratitude and love towards them and support their content as well. You can also follow Squad Block Comics at Instagram at Squad Block Comics. You can follow them on Twitter at Squad Block Comics, and also you can follow them on Facebook at Squad Block Comics. Thank you guys for watching this video. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube page to get more exclusive content coming from my YouTube channel. And if you want to watch my previous videos, go ahead and click on this video up here or this video down here, where you get to see more exclusive content coming from my channel. Thank you guys for watching this video, and you guys have a blessed day.